Good afternoon. We will call the June 19th Oklahoma City Water Utilities Trust meeting to order. And the first item is approval of the minutes from June 5th, 2018.
Move approval.
All those in favor be voting, and it's approved unanimously. Next item is the consent docket.
Move subject to individual consideration.
Thank you. Are there any individual considerations? Okay, thank you. Voting, it's approved unanimously. Next is the concurrence docket. 2 items.
Move approval subject to individual consideration.
Are there any individual considerations? Okay, voting, it's approved unanimously. Appears there are no items for individual consideration. Are there any items from trustees? Thank you. General Manager report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to bring your attention to a new form that we have in the packet. It is the lake level status. The prior template that we used included a lot of information relative to mean sea level and those kinds of things. And what we did was we put a new template together that would give the trust and the general public more relevant information regarding the lake levels, and also what is the trend of the lake level. Is it going up or is it going down? How does it compare to last year? And so this new form gives you a really quick snapshot on what's going on with the lakes. For instance, Hefner is about 3 feet down. Last year, it was about a foot above full pool at this time. And the tendency is it's going down, because if you'll note, yesterday it was 3.07, today 3.13. Last week, it remained steady, about 3.07 last month, 2.08. So it's dropped about a foot in the last month. So it gives everybody a real quick snapshot as to where the lakes are and in which direction are they going. Are they coming up or are they going down? Secondly, we have information about storage so that you can see quickly, are we getting ourselves into trouble, or are we in good shape relative to the total capacity of our reservoirs. And if you'll remember at the last meeting, we presented and you all approved the lake balancing plan. So this should give you an indication as to whether or not we're successful in the lake balance. And then the last piece talks about how much water are we pumping for treatment and how much water are we pumping from southeast Oklahoma up. So it's a really quick snapshot on what's going on with our water supply. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention as a new form.
Chris, may I ask?
Absolutely.
Chris, may I ask a question? If we compare Hefner and Draper, we see that Hefner, like you were indicating, has declined about a foot from last month, whereas Draper has increased or decreased its negative number. Is that because we continue to pump water from southeast Oklahoma into Draper, or has it perhaps received more rain than Hefner?
It's directly related to the pumpage.
Okay.
Very little water enters Draper without being pumped. The watershed footprint is very small at Draper, so that water moving into Draper, we're pumping about as much into the lake as we're pulling out right now. Now, Hefner, it's been really dry in western Oklahoma, and you can see here the canal flows. Well, we don't have the canal flow on this report, but I take a look at the canal flows, and they're running about 4, 5, 6 million gallons a day into Hefner, and we're pulling about 40 million a day out of Hefner. And so if we get some good rain into the Canadian River, then we'll be able to get Hefner headed the other direction. The other thing, if you'll notice, Canton it's full.
Yeah. How come there's nobody complaining about it being full?
Well, what we'd like to do with the water balance plan is keep Canton and Hefner about 1 foot
Right.
apart at the most. And so that's going to take conversation with the folks at Canton and the Corps of Engineers, and I intend to do that soon,
Okay.
to get everybody kind of thinking that that's more equitable than where we are today.
Right.
Speaking of that, would it has the trust studied whether or not it would be helpful to improve the canal from Canton to Lake Hefner in any capacity, whether putting more rocks in it or concrete or whatever?
Mr. Chairman, it's more about the evaporation along the way than anything else. In the hot summer months, the stream flow in Canadian River is very low, primarily to evaporation. So if we were to take a withdrawal out of Canton, generally speaking, July, August time of the year, we'll probably get about half the water that's released.
Oh, I see.
The only way to control that would be to build a pipeline.
Okay.
And right now, the economy of doing that versus the cost is not quite there yet. Maybe in the future it might, but today, just normal river flow is the most cost effective. But we do need to try to balance the two lakes better.
Last question. Is the water condition the same when it leaves Lake Canton as when it enters Lake Hefner?
No, sir.
It deteriorates.
Yes, sir. There's quite a bit of agricultural activity along the way.
Uh-huh.
And so we're getting sedimentation, and also we're getting nutrients that enter into the river along the way.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir. The last thing that I would like to report on is the pro forma. No surprise. We are generally spending what we thought we would, except for power. We were down a couple of months this month from the Atoka pipeline pumpage because of some upgrades along the way. So we've saved a little bit of money on pumpage. Wastewater expenses and revenues are on target. Water revenues are on target. Water expenses are a little low because of energy savings. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Are there any citizens to be heard? Seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you.